Just jumping on here. It's almost not going to do a live, but I said I would earlier. And last night I was going to do one. I fell asleep. So I figured I'd get some coffee into me and try to do a live stream. I'll wait a few minutes. Might have sent out notifications that quick. I don't think so, though. Let's see. Yeah, one out of there. Hey, how you? Thought somebody was on there. What's up? How you doing? Just felt like doing a live and had a lot of interesting things I was looking at that I wanted to talk about. Some of it is about Project Looking Glass. It's something that's I don't know whether it's real. It's kind of I think there was actually a Project Looking Glass. Hang on, wait a minute. Okay. So, man, I wish I had my fucking my glasses. Fuck it, I'll be all right. I was looking up here at the thing. Anyway, I wondered, and I'm not sure. These are just speculations on my part about it. There's things I'm tying into. I'm wondering if there's connections in any way, shape, or form to these things I'm about to talk about. One, I'm wondering if CERN is part of or another branch off of Project Looking Glass. Well, Project Looking Glass, is, from what I heard, was to be able to watch and look into the future through some kind of portal or machinery. And it had some tie-in with Antarctica. I looked that up. Here's the weird thing. There was also something else I remember, and you can go look this up. It was in, I believe it was 2017 or 2018. They dug something up that was around the mosque, or not the mosque, but the Dome of the Rock. What's the? I think it's the Dome of the Rock. No, that's not it. It's the Cabal. The thing, I think it's a Muslim pilgrimage that they go around that black stone. I'm drawing a blank. I'm not sure if the Dome of the Rock might be near it, but I don't think that's the name of what I'm talking about. But anyway, you know what? I had to wait a couple minutes till some people come on. I only got one person on here. But anyway, I'll just keep going. Fuck it. What I read about this thing back in the day was they dug something up in an archaeological dig right near the big black dome. I guess it's the Dome of the Rock. I don't know. Under or near that big black thing that the Muslims were walking around in their pilgrimage. I'm not sure what they call that. I didn't dig too deep on the names and everything of that. But I tell you what, there was a story about, excuse me, a freighter, a Russian freighter coming down to that area, and they put something on it that they dug up down there. It was called the Ark of Gabriel. And you can dig around, Google that. Wait a minute, what's that? How you doing? Trying to see what you got emojis down there. Nice beard, thanks. Yeah, no, not really. Nope. Wait a minute. Hang on. What's going on here? Nope. Nope. Trollers. How many trolls came on here already? Actually, that person there said the Hodge. Is that what it's called? Thank you. What's your name? Shay. What's this? Wait a minute. Let's do this. Let's get rid of the scumbags that are in the chat there that are causing. Wait a minute. Hang on. Okay. Let's get rid of that. Hey Doc, what's up? How you doing? I'm knocking trolls off the channel. I just hopped on and like 35 trolls pop out of the woodwork, like they were waiting for me. Let's see. Remove. Remove. Anyway, let's just fuck these people. The hell with them. Yeah, I'm going to continue to talk. You can listen if you want, or you can take a fucking hike. I don't give a shit. Let me see something. Doc, you still on there? I was getting ready to talk about. I don't know if you heard of Project Looking Glass, and maybe that's why the trolls come running out, because I'm talking about what's this saying? 5x5. You can hear me? All right, cool. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Who the fuck are these people? Let's see. Remove. All right, so there's about 18 people that came on that, can go pound sand. I was talking about Project Looking Glass, and also the Ark of Gabriel was something they dug up. And I'm wondering if there was a connection. I was trying to find a connection. And John Trump, which is weird. It's Donald Trump's uncle. And what's this? What is Looking Glass? Go look it up. But if you give me a minute, I'll tell you all about it, what I know. Donald Trump's uncle may have had something to do with all this. A little bit anyway. One thing is, if you know who Nikola Tesla was, Trump's uncle, John G. Trump, was actually friends with him. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, John G. Trump was a professor in Harvard. And wait a minute. Super trolls, let's unite. Let's see. Let's get rid of the demons. Let's see here. Okay, there we go. Let's see, any more of them. Triumph motorcycles are better than Harley Davidson. Yeah, anyway, let me get back to talking. See, that's definitely someone coming on there to distract me right off the bat. So fuck them. I'm going to wait a few minutes, and we'll get some real people on here. Yep, they were sent in by somebody. You don't get 80 fucking trolls all at once unless it's a group project from some scumbags that didn't like what I said the other day, maybe. So wait till you hear what I got to say today, assholes. Okay. Let me see. I guess they're all starting to go. Now we're down to about 13. I never seen that many trolls come on. It was must have been 18 to 20 of them. Let's push all these motherfuckers out of there for a minute. All right, there. I guess Doc rolled out. What do we got? 17 new ones? Okay. Still showing 17 people in there. What would that say, Doc? I've never seen that many trolls pop up all at once. What's this? You got any ghost story? Yeah, Gettysburg ghost story, but I was getting ready to talk about something different. But I gotta wait till some people are on here. And really, I just thought this was interesting, and I was wondering. I was looking up different things today. I saw three different things that were roughly the same time period that I was interested in talking about. One is the Philadelphia experiment, the Eldridge. It was a ship that they tried to, and some say this was just myth. It didn't really happen, but there's other people claiming it's real. But anyway, supposedly the Eldridge was trying. They were trying to make a stealth ship during World War II. I think it was summertime of 1943, the civil or not civil World War II. Sorry, and what they did was supposedly, I think they put a whole bunch of cables around a ship and sent some kind of electric magnetic field around it, and literally it supposedly disappeared. A green mist came up around it, and then it reappeared like near Norfolk. I think it was in Philadelphia, hence the Philadelphia Project, and then it ended up down in. Hang on one second. Is there anybody even on? There you go. What's up? What's up? Springer Chop. Who we got in there? Yeah, that was weird. They all came rolling in, Doc, like 10,000 people, and they're almost all trolls. And like within 2 minutes, it's like they were sitting on the edge of the internet waiting to dive in on and mess with me. Yeah, I just saw a couple different things, and I started to wonder if there's a tie-in with a lot of different things. Project Looking Glass, from what I understand, I started talking about that. I jumped over to, I started to talk about the Ark of Gabriel, something they dug up in the desert by, I think it was originally found by I couldn't figure this out a minute ago. Oh, the Hajj, where they walk around the big black stone, the Muslims. They dug something up near there or close to that, I believe, archaeologists a little while ago. Again, this has not been confirmed, but there's all kinds of stories about it. It happened in, I think, 2017, and they took it to Antarctica. Russian freighter came up and put it on the ship, and they took it down there. And I'm wondering if there's all kinds of different artifacts they've been digging up to basically, there's definitely some kind of war of shadow war, I'd say, going on in the world. Two different sides, fighting it out for something. Maybe there's time travel, what I was trying to get to, and tie all these different things in here. Wait a minute. Hang on. I'm trying to. Wait a minute. Yeah, I've never seen that many. I must be popular all of a sudden, Doc. They came flying in here. Thanks for cleaning it up. It's kind of hard to be doing that and talking, and they know it. Could be YouTube sending them in for all we know. Yeah. Someone trying to censor. Let's see. Yeah, you can up to a point. But what's up? What's your name? Memory the Fisherman. You were on the other day. How you doing? Yeah. Okay, Arkansas Pete. Yeah, bye-bye. That's the same dude who was in the other day. Yeah, it must be like an army of trolls marching through. Let's see. We got still 12 more up there, and probably 8 of them are trolls. Good to see you, dude. You told me where you were from the other day. What country are you from? Like, was it? Trying to remember. Was it England? Oh, Philadelphia. Okay. Now I'm just talking about the Philadelphia Project. Because I talked to a few different people. What was I going to say? The Philadelphia Project I mentioned, that was right around 1943. And that's the same time that Nikola Tesla died. Actually, a few months before that, in 1943, February. He was messing supposedly maybe with time travel and other things that the FBI came. When he died, John Trump, Donald Trump's uncle, this is a fact, you can look this up, came in and got some stuff out of the lab, Nikola Tesla's patents and different things, or grabbed them up, blueprints. And I have to wonder, when they talk about Trump playing 3D chess, go look up Project Looking Glass. There's things they were saying about Alice in Wonderland, Alice going through the looking glass. Then you got the chessboard is mentioned in Alice in Wonderland. It falls through whatever the mirror. And I'm wondering if there's a connection. Like, they always drop hints, these elites. And what I'm saying, the connection is possibly all the 3D chess, how Donald Trump was outsmarting everybody. If there's a Project Looking Glass and he's able to see the future, because that's what Project Looking Glass kind of said it was, what the definition of it was about. And also you had the Arch of Baal in Trafalgar Square. They rebuilt it in London, Trafalgar Square. They rebuilt it. It was destroyed. It used to be called the Arch of Baal, and it could have been a portal, demonic portal. When they rebuilt a model of that I'm jumping around a lot because there's so many different things I was tying in and wondering, is there portals and shit that we don't know about, that the elites who are having some kind of war or struggle for power among each other, the Republicans, the Democrats, the millionaires, and what's this? We enjoy talking to our cousins of the North. Yeah. Anyway, yes, time travel is real to a degree. I believe that wholeheartedly. And there's been different people experimented with stuff. But I was just starting to think, I wonder if all these things tie in. Working with the project. Oh, wait a minute. See, I'm jumping around again. The Philadelphia experiment happened about 6 months after Nikola Tesla died. I wonder if they used something from his lab, some blueprint the FBI stole to make that thing. Nikola Tesla was miles ahead of everyone. Unfortunately, near the end, though, he was senile, or I don't know if he's senile or what. He was a recluse. He ended up sitting on park benches up in New York, feeding the pigeons and shit. So I think he was starting to lose it near the end, but he died. And like I said, FBI swept in. My point being is, I'm wondering if there's something going on, and how did Trump manage to win all those times? All that shit was stacked against him, and he still won the election. All the different things, and people were saying he's playing 4D chess and all this. It's like quantum physics and all this. There's something way more going on, I think. And I know it sounds crazy, but if you start looking into it, you start seeing some weird shit. Hang on 1 minute. I've read you can only travel back in time and you can't come back, possibly. Yeah, in the Baron Trump books, you're right. I was just about to get to that. Right. That's blew my mind when I heard about that. That was, what was the guy's name that wrote it? Robert? What the hell was his name? I can't even remember. Just came in. What's this about? I was talking about, hey, Tammy, how you doing? Trump is crazy. Maybe worse, maybe better. I don't know. 1980s, best decade. Maybe. Anyway, you never heard of the Philadelphia experiment. I think it was a ship called the Eldridge. It was in the Philadelphia Naval Yard, I believe, during, I think it was 1943, middle of the war. And they were trying to make a stealth ship so we could just literally go invisible. And I guess they would creep up. If they could do that, they could creep up along the coastline and shoot into Germany, or where, well, I guess it was Germany's in further, but go in and not be seen by the U-boats and whatnot that were sinking a lot of our ships. Anyway, I'm talking about three different things all together. I'm trying to wrap them all together and wonder if there's connections in all this technology that we're using. And I'm even now saying Project Looking Glass. I wonder if it literally was the same fucking thing as the Oracle of Delphi and the Watchers. Was that what the Watchers were watching, looking into the future? Because that's what supposedly, when you looked into the looking glass, you can alter the future, or you can see what's coming. I don't know if you can alter it, but you can change things. Maybe God put that on here on the earth for them to kind of guard and look into the future. And see, I'm jumping all over the place. I'm sorry because I got three different things I'm trying to tie in. Hang on 1 minute. Wait a minute. Yes, I get portals in the sky. I'm missing a lot of comments, but I want to try to tell you guys this stuff. And I keep wanting to read your comments. And some of you sort of know different things that I'm interested in hearing. Wait a minute. That I'm saying here. Anyway, wait a minute. Wait a Yeah, anyway, kept tying into all these projects, the Philadelphia experiment and other things seem to tie in a lot with Antarctica. And I was also mentioning about the so-called Ark of Gabriel that they dug up. If you go back, Google that. And it says it was like, it's just conspiracy. But you know what they said? A lot of things were fake, and a lot of things, end up coming true. Alex Jones, everybody thought he was crazy. Some of the things he said is coming true. All I'm saying is there's so many different little things out there. We start digging through them, you might find out that there's a hell of a lot more going on that people ain't even aware of, because we're like in a matrix with horse blinders on. We can't see what's going on in the spiritual world, really. Hang on. There you go. Gabriel, yes. There was, the Ark of Gabriel was, I think it was almost like another, if I'm not mistaken. See, I'm jumping around so much. You know what I need to do? Go back and write all this down. I just thought about all this right before I came on here, and I was watching different things all day and looking up stuff, and I was trying to tie them all in, saying maybe we've always had time travel here on this planet. And maybe God left something. And I even just a moment ago said the Oracle of Delphi. They used to go into a cave and be, I guess, seers or sorcerers or whatever they called them back in Greek times, way back in the day. And it would look into I guess it was like a scrying mirror. And it's funny, it's always some kind of way to look at the future. And I think that's how... You know what? I can't even I'm having trouble talking about this because my thoughts are jumping around on this because I have so many different things I want to talk about at once. So I'm basically going to hold off right there and change the subject for a couple minutes because I want to do this the right way. Go, tomorrow I'll jump in here, but I'll wait a minute. They found the book in the caves of Qumran. The book of Gabriel. Okay. I didn't know about that, but I did hear the Ark of Gabriel. Maybe it's the same thing. And it was 19. Sorry, no, it wasn't. It was 2017, I think. And supposedly a Russian freighter brought it down to Antarctica. And another thing is they're talking about, all this fossil fuels. And I'm jumping around because I'm wondering if all the bullshit talk about, this global warming and all this, maybe they're trying to melt the ice caps down there because maybe in all that ice, maybe there's a demonic figure in prison. Maybe, because it says in the Bible that God chained up some of the devils or some of the demons till end times. What's the one that the four horse, or not the three under the Euphrates, and there's somebody. Yeah, dude, I can't even talk about this right now. I shouldn't even try because I just had an upsetting call. a little while ago. Came on here at 800 trolls right out of the gate, and it fucked me all up. So you know what I'm going to do instead of going on? If you guys want to keep talking about it, go ahead. I'm going to change the subject and save that for tomorrow because I really want to dig around in some of that stuff. I found it interesting, and I think it could be putting stuff out there that is connected to something's coming. Put it that way. Then the end's coming, and I think all this shit's coming out now. Solar Maximus change. Bible in 2026 is crazy. Well, actually, that's not anything I said there. I don't think there's nothing really in the Bible about that. However, there's things happening around us that might not be in the Bible that still might tie in to end times. But that's another reason why I feel like hopping off there, because I don't have any biblical solid evidence that this stuff's real. I just want to investigate it to see if I find anything that basically pulls it into the biblical truth. Women, Jesus is definitely Lord. You're right. Shit, was it concerning the car? Wait a minute. Oh, no. The car's all right, dude. No. My cousin passed away. A friend of I don't even want to talk about it. I just heard about it right before I hopped on here. And it kind of fucked me up. I started to think it call off the live stream, but I'll be all right. And that kind of fucked me up. But I did get some good news about the car. They found a type of alternator I needed. It's half hybrid, the car. It's a hybrid electric. And they had trouble finding the right alternator, but they got one. Saturday, it's getting put in there. Yeah, I mean, I was all ready for this live stream, and it just got all fucked up. Partly because I got that on my mind, and the other thing is, with all these different things, I was just like researching and digging around for. I should have waited before I start busting. There's a whole lot of stuff in there that's worth writing down, taking my time and saying it. But I wanted to change things up for just today. And yo, what's up, Mark? How you doing? I saw you in there the other day. What's that? You're prepared? That's good. Wait a minute. Your uncle? Oh, you did say that. Yes. Yeah, you said that. Yeah, I just found out about my cousin, literally, before I came on here about 10 minutes ago, which is really fucked up. Here, explain this to me. My sister passed away. I didn't hear nothing about it for a few days. And as a matter of fact, I think I was talking to Tammy about that. And now I hear about my cousin. And it's like, why the fuck didn't you guys tell me about my sister as well? Like, anyway, I got to change the subject for a couple minutes. So I'm going to just have a talk. And one of the things I was thinking about talking before, I thought about doing all this stuff about time travel and all that shit, which I'll get back to another time. I want to do it right. Because I had a lot of questions and theories I want to put out there. Maybe somebody else can tie something in with something I'm saying. And I just feel like stuff's going to start getting uncovered rapidly with that. We're getting closer and closer to something major happening in the world. And I think everybody sort of feels that way to some degree. And I'm going to try to save the rest of what's to say. Shelby, how you doing? Ain't seen you for a little while. What's new? So yeah, I came on here, and right out of the gate, I just heard that news. Let me take this off. It's getting hot in here. I heard about my cousin passing away. He was probably one of the better cousins I had. I got along with him pretty good. And it kind of bummed me out. But the other thing is, right after I hopped on here, right after hearing that, 30 fucking trolls come out of the fucking top and just fucked me all up. Normally I blow it off, but it just started to piss me off. So I started booting them off the channel, and it just threw me off because I had something decent to say. It's their loss. Wait a minute. How you doing? Who's that? Just saw somebody. Mixed media. There you go. What's that? Yeah, I'll be all right. It just kind of bummed me out. And I was trying to do a live stream, and you know me too. I just do it right off the top of my head. Sometimes it flows. Today it wasn't gonna, but it was kind of interesting. I was interested in all this stuff that I was looking up in the last 24 hours about basically time travel and Nikola Tesla and what do they call it? Project Looking Glass. There's all these things. I think a lot of this stuff ties in. I think it's been a war going on over this. I think there's fallen angels fighting back and forth, good and bad or whatever. There's something going on behind the scenes. And all that predictive programming, how do they know that? Project Looking Glass, like the Simpsons, predicting shit. How do you know that? How the fuck can they know that? So that adds some credibility, or not credibility, but at least it puts the possibility out there that they've been using that to manipulate timelines, and maybe the Mandela effects are coming from using this Project Looking Glass. I'm going to leave this alone because I want to save us for tomorrow. I'm going to just go back talking about something else. Wait a minute. You're 100% right. This is much bigger than all. Exactly. And I think it needs to be said. And even if I'm only wrapping up different theories and guessing at shit, I think it's time to start thinking for ourselves and trying to figure out shit, because we've been lied to by everybody under the sun for centuries. Even the fact from a religious point of view, like when you go back to Dark Ages, or Middle Ages, I should say, Renaissance time and Spanish Inquisition, when the priest and the Pope and all this, they had everybody was subservient to the point where they couldn't pray to God without going through an intercessor. Meaning, you want your confession heard, you got to go to a priest. Kind of got a little bit of a problem with that. You know what? God loves every one of us. And I don't think you have to go through a third party. I don't know. But to me, I think God would rather hear from you, from your heart, not, have some guy absolve you of your sins. If you just go in and somebody just hears you talking about it. I mean, if you feel bad about something, then you confess to God. To me, that seems better than some of the shit they're offering to go. Maybe I'm wrong. And I don't mean to be blasphemous or upset anybody, but being brought up in a Catholic family, my brother's still hardcore Catholic, but I don't think it should have labels and stuff. I think it's just God. You gotta love God. You gotta follow what God laid down, the rules, the 10 Commandments, and work from there. That's just my opinion. Hang on. Wait, okay, you agree? Yeah, exactly. And I feel sometimes like I want to come on here and just talk from the heart, because I really believe that's how God talks to us, through our heart, not through our brain. Our brain is closer to thinking materialism. Our heart's more spiritual, in my opinion. And what I mean by that is we tend to think of, like, I can't even, you know what? I've been having trouble tonight. I have a lot to say and I can't say it. It's frustrating. But we've been lied to so much, and everybody sees it. And for instance, I'm jumping completely off the subject for 1 minute to say this. All right. There's a lot of people right now who are kind of pissed off, or maybe extremely pissed off. And I don't blame them. I feel the same way up to a point about the immigration thing. But you know what? I don't blame it on the guys that came over here, because think about this. I blame it on George Soros and all the millionaires, WEF, that paid them. Come on over, hop on the boat. We're going to take you over there and you can invade this country and you can vote for us for who we want in there. Go after the head of the snake. See, we're worried and fighting among ourselves. Those people, every one of you and everybody who's saying anything about, the whole immigrant thing, they'd probably jump on the boat and come the fuck up here too. If you're living in a third world country and they're offering you $10,000 and a new car. So I'm not trying to be angry at the people that want to better their lives. I'm going after the ones that brought them in here, promised them pie in the sky, and eventually he's going to do the same thing to them when they bring in AI. In other words, we'll be dead and gone because we'll be in a fucking concentration camp, and then the illegals will be taken over, and then they'll sweep them off and bring in Elon Musk's robots or whoever the fuck it is for the next thing. That's my opinion on that. Maybe I'm wacky. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It just pisses me off. I'm trying to go back and read some comments here. Hey, Fred, are you in the chat? Thought I just... Oh, there you are. What's new? How you been? Yeah, I'm frustrated because I had a great day. A couple hours anyway. I was just kept linking things together and thinking, wow, what if this and that went together? About time travel and all that shit. But maybe it's not time for me, no pun intended, to say it tonight and what the theories and things I was thinking of. They were pretty interesting, though. But if you go back, anybody just hopped on, you can see it if you can make sense out of it. I basically, I don't work with a script. It's straight off my heart and out of my head. I talk about what I'm going to talk about. It's spontaneous. And sometimes it works perfectly. Tonight it didn't because I got some bad news before I came on here. My cousin passed away and it kind of fucked with my head. It was like literally 20 minutes before I jumped on here, and I'd already sent out a notification saying it was going to go on. So here I am. But then I got halfway into what I was trying to say, and then there's so much to talk about that I was jumping around, and I want to get it all out. So I'm going to hold off on that, and I'll come back to it tomorrow. I said, now what do we got here? What's that? Who's that? Let's see. Give me a second. I'm trying to get caught up. Custodian robot. Is that for real? Because I heard they're doing shit. Was it like a Roomba with an attitude? Remember them Roomba robots? He said Doc just said he saw his first custodian robot. But I saw one in the grocery store months ago. It was just like cleaning the floors. It almost ran me over. It was just looked like, did you ever see a Zamboni on the hockey games? It comes out on the ice and cleans off the ice or whatever. That's what it looked like. It was coming down the aisle at me. I thought it was going to run me the fuck over. I got off the aisle and it just kept going. That was the first robot I saw out in the real world here. But anyway, that shit's going to be replacing a lot of people pretty soon for their jobs. And, that kind of pisses me more off than the illegals coming up here. You know why? Because at the end of the day, some of those illegals, some of those, I'll call them immigrants, because not all of them came here with malice in their heart to steal, rob, and do shit to us. Some came for a better life because they were offered 10 grand to come across the border, and they were given safe refuge all throughout the different countries because George Soros paid the way for them. So if you're pissed off, don't be pissed off at the Mexicans and the Venezuelans and whoever else came into the country illegally. They were living in third world poverty and squalor. You can't fucking blame a human being for wanting to better themselves. Our fucking grandparents came over from Europe or wherever, did the same damn thing because, that's they're trying to better themselves and they've been bribed to come here. Now, on the other hand, I'm pissed off at the people who are paying the way because they want to pit one against the other. They're the elites, the billionaires, the ones that think they can make puppets of us all, make us wear electronic devices that, what's his name? Elon Musk is talking about inventing wearable devices, so they can track us further. I'm pissed off more about all that shit. So if you want it to stop, if you want the illegal immigration to stop, go right after the people that are bringing them in here. The top dogs that brought them here. Joe Biden, Soros, WEF, they're the ones that caused all this. And then they're sitting back laughing, watching us deal with it. That's what I think. Wait a minute. Don't hate the robots because they fight back one day. Yeah, but I don't want to get caught in the crossfire if the robots or AI goes rogue and starts mistaking us for their enemy. Or, you know what I'm saying? First off, it's also saying that God didn't do a good job in inventing or in creating us. So these elites feel necessary that, number one, they got to build robots, androids, and all this other shit. And it's right in the Bible, Nebuchadnezzar's dream, where they basically talk about, was it the miry clay and the iron not meshing or not cleaving? It's in the statue in the dream of Nebuchadnezzar. If you look back, I think it's the book of Daniel, and that is like the last kingdom. And then basically, I think the statue was made gold head and maybe bronze, different pieces of the statue. And Nebuchadnezzar wanted to find out what this dream meant. So he brought in his court, I don't know, wise men or sorcerers or whoever they were, and none of them could come up with what his dream was. And he was going to execute him. Daniel stepped forward and told him what the dream was about. And I don't think he even heard his dream, but somehow knew about it. And he described that the different levels of the statue he dreamed about were different kingdoms. For instance, the golden head at the top, I think, was Medo-Persia, basically, which is Iran today. And the next one down was, I can't remember what the metal was, might have been silver or bronze or something. And it was different metals, right? So if you think about like Bronze Age and, Iron Age, I think the feet end up being half iron and half clay. Now, the feet are the support, the foundation of the statue. But in that dream, they're built backwards. He mentions the head first. You got to build from the ground up. So, boom, it topples over. And basically, this is hard to explain what I'm trying to say, because this is only my interpretation of what the thing is. Daniel said pretty much similar. I'm just adding a couple things by saying how do I put this? Man, this is fucked up. You know what? I'm too distracted because of my cousin passing away. I'm trying to say something and I can't. Every time I get into this, wait a minute, Copper, thank you, Doc. I got to start reading some comments. That should kickstart me again. Tell you, I'm having a tough time tonight. Just literally just after I got on here, I heard that news about my cousin. The Book of Daniel, thank you, is highly unreliable, and at parts, the predictions are not authentic. And what are you basing that on? It's the same. I'm not saying yes or no. I'm just asking you, where did you get your thing that says it's unpredictable and everything? I tend to believe the Bible. Start right there. That's my truth. But doesn't mean the Bible wasn't messed with. But it does say in the Bible that anybody who changes any of it, they're in trouble. Wait a minute. You don't know what you're talking about. Who said that? They were letters added. Yeah. Linguistics. Yeah, you're right. Linguistics and scholars. People, and it went from one language to the next. So interpretation is all, that could be scrambled too. Wait a minute. That's why I went to read it in the original language. The problem is also they call it the living word of God because every generation seems to be able to open the Bible and still find things that are useful in their life. You know what I mean? It's almost like God spoke Adam into life. God created the universe with his voice, spoken into reality. Words are powerful. Why do you think God also stopped the Tower of Babel being built? He took their ability to speak among one another. In other words, this is hard to, you know what? I think I'm going to hold off. Too much shit on my mind. I'm not going to continue with that. I'm going to hold off. 99.5 that was we have today. Nice try. What's this now? The original scripts match 99.5 with what we have today. And who's saying that, though? How do you even know that? You know what I'm saying? Uh-oh. Data warning. All right, I'm good. What's not accurate, though? About the book of Daniel? Yes, exactly, Tammy. Yeah, the problem is, who's that? No, you know what? I lost my cousin literally heard about it 20 minutes before I came on here. I'd like to continue, but I feel like I'm talking in circles right now. And I don't like that because I got something to say and it's not coming out the right way. So my best bet is when you have a day like that. What's this? When you're like that, you're better off not saying anything. Come back and do it again. Yeah. It's all right. I mean, I'm still kind of stunned. I literally heard about my cousin passing away about maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes before I got on here. And I was going to not do the live stream, but I thought about it all day. Had a whole lot of different stuff to talk about, but I always talk pretty much from the top of my head, or I don't write anything down hardly. It just let it flow. Um, so how you been anyway, Shelby? Good to see you. Uh, who else is in here? Yeah, I think basically I'm just going to chill for the rest of the night right now. And I'll come back on maybe tomorrow. I'm here tomorrow. My car is still broken down. That's the next thing I'm kind of bumming on. It's finally going to get worked on Saturday. So I had to stay over in the hotel right now. What's this? Hebrew. Oh, about the language? Yeah. Yeah. And again, what I'm saying, mostly what I was saying about all the Project Looking Glass and all that, just theories. I don't have anything to wrap this up and say. I just found a lot of different coincidences and about John Trump being Donald Trump's uncle and he was a friend of Nikola Tesla. That can be verified for fact. The other things, like I was talking about the Ark of Gabriel, that happened supposedly in 2017. That could be, you can Google that and something will come up. A Russian freighter took it down to Antarctica. It kept being tie-ins with Antarctica. Something's going on down in Antarctica, in my opinion. And we're near the end here. And the way that, never mind. I'm not even going to get back into it. I'm going to wait till tomorrow. Take my time to do it right. What's this? I'm going to do some research. Let's see what comes out of it. Yeah, check into what I said if you got anything out of it. I wish if I hadn't heard about my cousin right before I got on here, I would have been able to say what I want to say, but I'm just too emotional. It's not coming out the way I want. You're right. You're absolutely right. But anyway, I was saying a few minutes. Let me jump back to this about the living word of God. Okay. They know that words hold power. You know what I'm saying? And that's why God didn't just take down the Tower of Babel with an earthquake, because he could easily have done that. No, he stopped them from speaking the same language because possibly they were chanting as they were building that thing, which, vibrations. What do you call it? Um, what the hell is that called? Um, the I can't remember what the thing is. Damn, what? I gotta leave it alone because I have so much to say and I'm gonna fuck it up, saving it for tomorrow. But I so want to say it right now, and I'm better off just letting it be, and just start looking up the stuff like about uh, the Philadelphia Project, Nikola Tesla. Come back on tomorrow and we'll talk about it. And that way, I don't want to fuck this up because I had a lot of great things to talk about, theories and everything. And none of that, and I'll tell you right now up front, as far as I know, none of that so far, I can't find any tie ins with biblical stuff. I'm just saying there are definitely historical events that could have happened because I don't know about the one is questionable, but there is records on the one thing. Anyway, I'm going to hop off. Baal is the king. No, he isn't. But that's another thing I was talking about. The Arch of Baal in Trafalgar Square. There's actually video. When they put it up, they basically made a replica of it after they found where the Temple of Baal was destroyed. I think it might have been in Turkey, but they put it up in England a few years back. And in one video clip, when they put this thing up, Baal, if you don't know, is like Moloch and other demons that these people used to worship. And they used to sacrifice babies at Baal to the statue of Baal or whatever. Anyway, the thing is, there's a video out there. Look up the video of Trafalgar Square, Arch of Baal, and say demon shadow. There's something running along the top of it in one clip. You could see it. They set this thing up, and right after that, something appeared there. Now, it could have been AI. Someone could have faked it, but check it out. What's this? Time travel is real. Yeah, you're right. I know it is. Hang on 1 minute. Yeah, I'm definitely going to pray for Moloch is a practice of well, I know that Moloch is a demon. It's only one person we should be praying to, not Moloch, not Baal, because that's who back in the day they were praying to him. It's Jesus Christ. That's the only one that's we should bow knee to. And yet they're going to try to get us to follow. And by the way, I just thought of another thing right here. Go Google this while you're at it. There was something going on, I believe it was in Texas just the other day, or go to Sister in Christ channel. She had a picture of this. There was people bowing to a golden statue. It looked like some god or something. And they're all like bound to it and everything. It's like, what the hell's the world come to? We're bowing to false idols again. Yeah. You're right. Jesus is king. Okay, wait a minute. Yeah, Adonis. Well, the name definitely sounds it, but the Greeks named their kids after probably if you go digging around, you're going to see like Apollo and all different names back in the day. Yeah, that had tie-ins with the Greek belief in their gods, and so yeah, and saints. And wait a minute, hang on, what's this? Speak right now, dude. I can't, and I know better, Tim. If you can't, if you're having problems saying something, then hold off. Wait for the Holy Spirit or different time, because I just literally found out about my cousin, and right before I got on here, I should have fucking not did the. Pardon my French, but I shouldn't have did the live stream tonight. Anyway, you know what? I'm gonna wait till tomorrow till I get my head back on right, and I'll write some of this stuff down. I don't normally do that. I literally just go with it, say what I gotta say, one way or another. What's this? Amen. You do. Once again, apologies for you. That's all right. You didn't know. Whatever. It is what it is. Whack a troll. Now there was a lot of trolls in there. Right when I got on there, I've never seen that many trolls, and most of the time I blow them off. But to me, I just think it's ignorant when 30,000 people want to jump on there and purposely just try to mess up what you were trying to say. You wonder why they're doing that. I don't know, evil spirits. Maybe tell them to do it. What do they gain out of that? Some kind of enjoyment? Whatever. I'm not even going to waste my time with it. What's this? Yeah, I think I'm going to hit it. You guys have a good night, and maybe tomorrow I'll come on and do a better live stream. I apologize. I was just stunned when I heard what I heard. And cheap thrills. Exactly. That's what, yeah. And you know what? One thing, yeah, I can joke around with people, but after hearing that, I was trying to say something, and 1,000 trolls jump out of nowhere. I'm like, what kind of fucked up shit is that? Right? I shouldn't have even went on here at that moment. It's all right. Don't worry about it. And again, thanks for stopping by. And tomorrow I'll come on. I'll have my head together a little bit better. And one thing is, my car's supposed to be fixed. I've been worrying about that all week. Supposedly, it's going to get fixed on Saturday. They had to find an alternator. My car's a half hybrid, half electric. Or sorry, half hybrid, half gas. And for some reason, it was hard for them to find the parts for that. So anyway, you guys have a good one. I'm going to hop off of here. Thanks anyway for coming along. And again, next time I'm on here, probably be a little bit more relaxed. I just couldn't. Too much shit too quick. So have a good one. I'll talk to you tomorrow, maybe tomorrow night. Have a good one.